You know we do that. You know we do that. And it's very hard on morale because we think there's something wrong with us. Here in local reality, our creature self is doing its job. And here in local reality, our evaluative conscious self is doing the best job it can to understand that and try to change that. Or at least just keep moving fast enough we can stay in front of it. You know? What are we supposed to do with ourselves? So here's our every person again, resisting their boulder. This is local programming. This is survival. This is neurology. If survival equals resisting the boulder, then if there's no boulder, there's no survival. It's part of how we keep boulders going. For our creature self, based in 5 senses, if we're going to not have the boulder in our lives, we're going to have to revise the survival programming. This is one of the things that neurolinguistic programming is most extraordinarily good at. We go right to it, and we'll do a little demonstration in a few minutes with someone who might want to volunteer. And it does mean coming down here and sitting here, which we will very much appreciate someone doing. We have to get in there and change the programming. Because just understanding about the programming and making space for it in our lives and being grateful for what we are grateful for and so forth, as important and beautiful as these things are, they don't change the programming. Maybe a little bit over time, it evolves. Thank goodness, it can gradually be worn down. Eventually, that boulder will get smaller, especially if the therapist comes and makes a house call there twice a week. Right? And they can talk about it. NLP brain-based change work. It works directly by reprogramming the safety patterning in the creature brain. Now, the programming language for if you are a creature, in fact, if you are anyone who lives in a meat suit, the programming language in which your reality is written, my reality is written, is not English or Spanish or German or any other high-level language. The programming language, as you can see right here, is a language of pictures and sounds and feelings and smells and tastes. Would you put your attention on your private boulder for a moment? As your attention goes to that boulder, 2 things happen. Your nervous system goes, whew. Boulder equals survival. Boulder, check. Survival, check. We're good. The human goes, I hate this. What is wrong with me? What is wrong with this world? Some of us are more inclined to look outside for the problem. Most of us in this space this evening are extremely beautifully inclined to look within, but we're still looking for the problem. We're not able yet to notice the operation of the survival patterning that uses picture, sounds, feelings, smells, and tastes in an entirely mystical way to generate a boulder so that we can make sure we're not crushed by the boulder, so that we can expect a next moment of experience and a next moment of experience and a next moment of experience to be better, if we still have the heart for it, right? How many boulders have you lost hope about? How many boulders have you come to terms with? And I'm not complaining about that, right? Somebody brings this kid a latte, life is better. There's no question, but he still has his boulder. So to do the reprogramming, and this is what we want to do for a few minutes here, we have to be able to find out what the program is. What is that brain doing? How is it using pictures and sounds and feelings to stabilize that which it is working ever so resourcefully to not be destroyed by? Right? Think of that time they laughed at you in the 3rd grade, please. Think of how almost deadly that experience was. Notice that you didn't die. Every time your brain loads that up on you at the Wednesday morning meeting at work, your brain notices you haven't died. Your creature self says, way to go. It's 100% successful. We continue to survive that experience in the third grade again and again and again and again, and we survive it right now. This is the thing about the creature self. It does not have to take courses about being here now. It is the only place it ever is right here, right now. Now, as humans, we've learned to imagine past and futures, but even those imaginings about past and future, that all occurs right now. The whole thing is right now. They've written books about that, I'm told. Right? There are great philosophies about that. But our brain's really good at it, just kind of naturally. So, when we're doing NLP, to go revise the safety programming, we have to find out what it is. And in the development of neurolinguistic programming, which started in the 1970s, one of the amazing things they discovered was that we can pay attention to a human being's eyes, and by observing their eyes, we can observe how their brain is putting together the experience, whatever experience we're talking about. And you'll see we have 4 categories up here. Just go really quickly. There are this person's eyeballs, this handsome graphic, I might say, handsome graphic. Up there, the eyeballs are going up and to the right. Up there, they're going up and to the left. Over here, they're going down and to the person's right, and over here, they're going down and to the person's left. If you are new to this, this might seem not so mystical, okay? But this is really mystical stuff. Something in the design of human beings has built in there and was discovered in the 70s and evolved beautifully in the 80s, and we've been working to evolve it ever since. Something has given us the wherewithal to be able to tell how someone's brain is putting their experience together. Okay? Up there and to the right, there are constructed pictures. These are most often about the future. Okay? Over here, there are past pictures. These are most often about the past. Down here, when we're looking down and to our left, we are talking to ourselves. And down and to the right is where the domain of feeling is strongest. And you can see on this graphic, our poor person here is not having a super good day. Okay? In terms of feeling, notice how we all respond to that instantly. Yeah? Oh, poor person. So I made another graphic just to cheer them up. Instant change work. Want to see it? Now, I'll do some of that mystical stuff. There we go. All better. Okay? Is there someone here who would be willing for a few minutes to put your attention on? Wow. That's fast. Would you like to come on down? And what we'll do is we'll just pause here for a moment while the wonderful crew here, John, gets you mic'd up. Would that be okay if we sit here and chat a bit? Okay, great. Thank you so much. I know this is not part of a usual presentation, but this is what we do in NLP land all the time. So if you would join John right here, coming down the aisle on your right. He's going to go put a microphone on you in a kind of a dignified way. So while that's happening, the way we do change work in NLP, there are 3 main things we do. One thing that we can do is we can disconnect experiences. We can disconnect them really directly. Someone who has phobic structure, they have a phobia. Doesn't matter if that phobia has been operating for 40 years. We can, and I do hope to show you this, we can get, not that we'll be doing a phobia right now, but we can get access to using what those eyeballs are doing. We can discover how that phobia is being generated, and we can just disconnect it. We can disconnect the cause and the effect, the stimulus and the response. We do it directly in the nervous system rather than, and I don't mean to belittle chatting about it, but rather than just chatting about it. We can actually revise it. It's why the word programming is in the term neurolinguistic programming. It's about backspacing out programming that creates reality we don't want and replacing it with what we do want. And then allowing the nervous system, fixing it up, as we say, so the nervous system holds that reality. Mirroring universe starts to mirror that back. It gets easier and easier and easier to imagine a better experience when more and more and more of a better experience are being mirrored back to us, right? We know this is what we want. We know this is how we want things to work. We can also combine things. I've mentioned several times now the Wednesday morning meeting. If this was particularly painful for you, what you might want to imagine is the experience you would like to have in that Wednesday morning meeting. So to speak, find your own Wednesday morning meeting. It's probably part of your boulder, right? Find your own version of Wednesday morning meeting. A situation that is difficult, unpleasant, fearful. What is the experience you would like to have? This is the first question in all good NLP-based change work, which is, what would you like? What is the experience you would like to have? Because what we do then, when we find out what that experience is, we can take that experience, we can determine what it is we would have to combine into that experience to produce a different world, a different set of sensations for yourself, and we combine them together. We don't just talk about combining them. We actually use the nervous system to put them together. And when that happens, the world changes. When that happens, especially over time, those of us who live in linear time, we have an opportunity to experience something being better and better and better. And once in a while, there's a silver bullet resolution. There's just an instantaneous, seemingly instantaneous change.